Hello everyone, I hope everyone is fine. Welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial, we'll discuss a new chapter on mensuration. Now let us understand what do we do in mensuration. What is this chapter of mensuration all about? In mensuration of plane figures, that will be the first part of our discussion. In mensuration of plane figures, what do? We find the area of the plane figure, we find the perimeter of the plane figure. By now I am sure that you must be aware that what is the meaning of area and what is the meaning of perimeter. Well, I'll quickly run through these topics once again. Okay, so when we are discussing plane figures, in mensuration, what are the things we find? We calculate the area and we calculate the perimeter. Now next, later on, when we go to three-dimensional figures such as a cube, such as a cylinder or a cuboid, we try to find out the volume and the total surface area and the curved surface area. That is the second part of our discussion. Okay, today in today's tutorial we will discuss that what are the different formulas that will be used to find the area and perimeter of some plane figures. So the first plane figure what we have taken here is a triangle. Okay, so I hope everyone know what is a triangle, how does a triangle look like. As the name suggests, triangle, that means triangle is a plane figure, is a plane closed figure which has three sides. Okay, so if I am to make the triangle, this is our triangle. Okay, so I have labeled the three sides as AB, BC and CA, and their measurements being small a, small b and small c. Okay, and if I drop a perpendicular on the base of the triangle, and let us say at the point till the point D, so AD will become the height of the triangle. Okay, now let us see what is the relation or what is the formula that gives us the area of the triangle and the perimeter of the triangle. Now when we speak about area, what is the meaning of area? Area means the entire surface enclosed within the closed figure. So this means the area. So whatever is inside the three sides closed figure, so that is the meaning of area. Now let us see how do you find the area of this triangle. Okay, so the area of a triangle is given by the relation area is equal to half into base into height. Okay, so half into base into height. So this is the general formula that gives us the area of any type of triangle. Well, in higher classes, when you go to class 9, okay, the triangle is been segregated into many types. Okay, there are different types of triangle. You have a scalene triangle, you have an isosceles triangle, you have an equilateral triangle, you have a right angle triangle. So you will be dealing with different formulas. You have different formulas to find the areas of these type of triangles. Okay, but this is the general formula that will help us to find the area of a triangle, provided the base of the triangle is given and the height of the triangle is given. Okay, so area is equal to half into base into height. Okay, so if we are to incorporate this in this figure, half into what is the base of the triangle, the base of the triangle is BC, into what is the height of the triangle, the height of the triangle is AD. Okay, so for this particular figure, what is the area? The area is equal to half into BC into AD. Okay, now the next thing we need to find is the perimeter. Okay, now what is the meaning of perimeter? Perimeter means the length of all the boundary sides of any figure. That means the length of all the boundary sides. So how many sides do we have in a triangle? We have three sides. So if we add up all the three sides together, so that will give us the perimeter of this triangle. So in this case, the perimeter, which is abbreviated as P, capital P, P is equal to, that means sum of all the three sides. That means AB plus BC plus CA. Either you can write this as CA or AC, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so perimeter is equal to AB plus BC plus CA. So if I am to write this, so perimeter is equal to what is our AB, small a, B and then C. So this gives us the perimeter for this particular triangle. That means if any plane figure is given to you and you are asked to find the perimeter, you simply add up all the boundary sides, the closing sides of the closed figure, so that will give you the perimeter. So these are the two formulas you need to remember in mensuration for triangles, area is equal to half into base into height, and the perimeter is given by the sum of all the three boundary sides. Okay, now let us see our next plane figure. Okay, our next figure is a rectangle. The rectangle is a plane figure which consists of how many sides? Which consists of 4 sides. Okay, in a rectangle the opposite sides are equal to each other. So if you just see in the figure, the opposite side, that means AB is equal to DC. Since they are opposite sides, they are equal to each other, and BC is equal to AD. So these are also the opposite sides, they are equal to each other. Okay, now the corner angles, the angles at the vertices will be 90 degree each. Okay, so this is a rectangle. So the length of the rectangle is abbreviated as small l. So if this is L, this will also become L, and the breadth is abbreviated as small b. So this is also b. Okay, the perfect example of rectangle would be your room, your bedroom, or your living room, wherever you are staying. Okay, the shape of your room, it may be rectangular in shape. Okay, so this is the figure of a rectangle. Now let us see what is the formula that gives us the area of the rectangle and the perimeter of the rectangle. Okay, so if we are to talk about area of the rectangle is given by the length of the rectangle multiplied to its breadth. Okay, so area is equal to length into breadth. So area is equal to, in this case, what is our length? Small l, and what is our breadth? Small b. So area is equal to length into breadth. Okay, now the next thing we need to measure is the perimeter of this rectangle. So what is the meaning of perimeter? Perimeter is the length of the boundary sides. So how many sides do we have here? We have 4 sides here. That means we need to add up all the 4 sides, and that will give us our perimeter. So here perimeter is equal to the sum of all the 4 sides. That means AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Okay, so perimeter is equal to AB is L plus B plus L plus B. So perimeter is equal to L plus L will give us 2L, and B plus B will give us 2B. So perimeter is equal to, since 2 is the common factor in both the terms, so we will take out 2 as the common factor. So what will be left over? Length plus breadth. So the perimeter of a rectangle is given as twice length plus breadth. Okay, so these are the 2 formulas you need to remember for mensuration of a rectangle. Okay, area is given by length into breadth, and perimeter is given by twice length plus breadth. Okay, now one thing I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video, if you wish to take notes, you can keep your classwork alongside with you, and you can pause a video right at the beginning of the video. You pause the video, okay, and then you get ready with your classwork copies and your pen and pencil, whatever, and once the video is on, you can pause, and then you can make the figure, and then you can take the notes in your classwork copies. Otherwise, a chart is been given in your textbook as well. The chart is on page number 319. You can refer the textbook for all this. So all these formulas have been illustrated in your textbook also on page number 319. So we are done with rectangle. Now let us see the next figure. Our next figure is a square. Square is also a plane figure consisting of 4 sides. Okay, but wherein in a square all the 4 sides are equal to each other. In a rectangle also you have 4 sides, but in a rectangle the opposite sides are equal to each other, but in a square all the 4 sides are equal to each other. Okay, so usually the side of a square is denoted by A, and since all the 4 sides are equal to each other, all the sides will be A and A. Okay, now our primary target is to find the area of this square and to find the perimeter. Okay, so we take the formula area is equal to the same length into breadth. Okay, length into its breadth, so area is equal to, okay, now what is the length of this square? The length of this square is small a into what is the breadth of this square? The breadth is also small a, so area of this square will be given as a into a square. So this will be the area of a square. Area is equal to a square, where what is a is the side of the square. Okay, now next we go to the perimeter. Okay, perimeter. So as we know, what is the meaning of perimeter? If we add up all the four sides of this figure, of this plane figure, that will give us the perimeter. That means perimeter is equal to AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. Okay, so this is equal to AB is small a, BC is also small a plus small a. Why all small is? Because all the sides of a square are equal to each other. So a plus a plus a plus a. So if we add them up, what do you get? You got 4a. So perimeter of a square is given by 4a. Okay, so these are the two important formulas for mensuration of a square. Area is given by a square, where a is the length of the square, and perimeter is equal to 4a, where again 4 is the length of the square. Okay, now let us see our next figure. Our next figure is a parallelogram. The next plane figure is a parallelogram. Now what is a parallelogram? Parallelogram is also a plane figure consisting of four sides in which the opposite sides are equal to each other. Now guys, you might be wondering that in a rectangle also opposite sides were equal, and in a parallelogram also opposite sides are equal. So how do we identify that if a plane figure is given, which one is a parallelogram and which one is a rectangle? Okay, let me explain you here. In a rectangle, the opposite sides are equal at the same time their diagonals. Okay, if you draw the diagonals are also equal to each other. So if a plane figure is given to you, if the opposite sides are equal and the measurement of the diagonals are also equal, that means it is a rectangle. Okay, and their corner angles will be 90 degree. That is another way to distinguish between a parallelogram and a rectangle. Okay, whereas in a parallelogram, although the opposite sides are equal, but if I make a diagonal, so from the figure, can you make out whether the diagonals will be equal or not? No, the diagonals are not equal. So if you see, if I draw this diagonal is longer than this diagonal. Okay, so in a parallelogram, the first difference is that their diagonals are not equal to each other. One of the diagonal is longer than the other diagonal. And the second difference is, do you see, are the corner angles 90 degree? No, the corner angles, the angles made by the vertices are not 90 degree. Okay, whereas in a rectangle the corner angles are 90 degree. So these are the two ways in which you can distinguish that whether the four-sided figure is a parallelogram or a rectangle, though the opposite sides are equal to each other. Okay, well, let us come back here. Okay, now this is a parallelogram, so the opposite sides are equal to each other. So here we see we have a single stroke. That means these two sides are equal to each other. Let us denote it by small a and small a. Okay, now okay, here we have a double stroke. So this double stroke signifies that both the sides are equal to each other. Since they are opposite sides, they are equal to each other. So if you have taken this as B, this will also be B. Okay, now, and the height of the parallelogram, height is always the perpendicular. So the height of the parallelogram is suppose AE. So what is the formula that gives us the area of a parallelogram? So area of a parallelogram is given by base into okay, let us write it down, HE, base into height. Okay, so in this case the area will become, what is our base? Our base will become CD or A into what is our height? Our height is AE. Okay, so for this figure, what will become the area? The area will become A into AE. Okay, now how will you know which one is the base? Okay, you could have made this also as the base. Is that possible? Yes, it's possible. Okay, but provided wherever, to whichever side the height is drawn. Okay, that means if you drop a perpendicular to this side, this will become the base. Suppose if I drop a perpendicular to this side, then what will happen? This will become the base. So wherever you are dropping the perpendicular, that side will become your base. If you flip this figure the other way around, and if you drop a perpendicular from here to here to this side, then that will become the base. That means BC will become the base. So please remember, wherever you are having the 90 degree, on whichever side you are having the 90 degree, that will become the base. So in this case, this is our base. Okay, so area is equal to base into height. Please don't get confused. A parallelogram cannot have only one base, it can have the other side also the base, provided the perpendicular, the 90 degree, this 90 degree is drawn to this side, and this will become the base, and this will become the height of the parallelogram. Okay, we will see when we come across different type of questions when we are discussing parallelogram. Okay, don't worry about that. When we flip the figure, there are many figures in which the figure is not given in this orientation, it is given in some other orientation. Okay, so we will discuss those type of questions also. So at this point, just remember that the area of a parallelogram is given by base into height. So for this particular figure only, area is equal to A into AE. Okay, right, now let us go for perimeter. So perimeter, so for perimeter usually the formula is the same. Okay, means formula in the sense the concept is the same. That means you add up all the four sides, that will give you the perimeter. So what are the four sides we have here? So we have AB plus BC plus CD plus DA. So our perimeter is equal to A plus B plus A plus B. So perimeter is equal to A plus A will give us 2A, B plus B will give us 2B. So perimeter is equal to 2 is the common factor, A plus B. So for this particular figure, the perimeter is given by P is equal to twice A plus B, that means twice into the sum of the opposite sides. So this is for a parallelogram. So area base into height, and perimeter is equal to twice into sum of the opposite sides. Okay, it's not opposite sides, sum of the adjacent sides. So opposite sides will be A and A, but A and B are not the opposite sides, A and B are the adjacent side. Okay, so perimeter is equal to twice into sum of the adjacent side. So that is the mensuration of a parallelogram. Okay, now let us see our next figure. Our next figure is a circle. Okay, a circle is also a plane figure, it is a closed figure. Okay, you see, it is a closed figure. Okay, my circle might not be very accurate because I have drawn it freehand. Okay, so whenever you are drawing a circle, use your compass to draw the circle. Okay, so this is a circle. Now the circle will have a center, usually it is denoted by O. Okay, so this is the center of the circle, and the distance between the center to the boundary, okay, this is called the boundary. These all are the boundary. Okay, so the boundary of the circle is known as your radius. So this distance is known as your radius. So if I'm to little bit elaborate, so even this will also become your radius. So the entire distance from one point of the boundary to the other point of the boundary through the center of the circle, the entire thing is known as your diameter. Okay, we'll discuss this later on. Okay, so this is your radius. Okay, now what is the relation, or what is the formula that gives us the area? Area is given by pi r square. Okay, so this is the symbol for pi. Pi is a constant. Okay, so you can use the value of pi as 22 by 7 or 3.14. Okay, so usually pi is taken as 22 by 7 until and unless mentioned in the question. If it is mentioned in the question, take pi as 3.14, you have to use 3.14, otherwise you can just use 22 by 7. So pi always remains constant irrespective of the length of the radius. Whatever the radius may be, the pi will always remain the constant. So area is equal to pi r square, where pi is 22 by 7 or 3.14, and r is the radius of the circle. Okay, so this is the formula that gives us the area of a circle. Now let us go to perimeter. Okay, perimeter. So now here in a circle, perimeter is usually referred to as circumference. Okay, circumference and perimeter are synonyms for circle. So perimeter is also known as circumference. So circumference. Okay, and the symbol for circumference would be this, the symbol for a circle, and CE. Okay, so circumference. So whenever you come across this symbol, it is understood that this is circumference. Okay, now let us see what is the formula that gives us the circumference of a circle. So circumference, I'll be using the symbol straight away. Okay, please don't get confused. Okay, circumference is equal to 2 pi r. Okay, again we have come across pi. Okay, so pi will remain the same, 22 by 7 or 3.14. so circumference is equal to 2 pi r. 2 is a constant, is a number 2. Pi will be 22 by 7 or 3.14, and r will be the radius of the circle. Okay, so this is the formula for the circumference of a circle, and this will be the formula for area of a circle. Okay, so all this information is there in your textbook also. It's on page number 319. So either you can copy it from there, or you can pause your video and then you can copy it from here. It's up to you. Okay, so today we will stop here. In this tutorial we will stop here. When I come up with the next tutorial, you will see some application of these formulas. So I'm giving you this time gap so that you go through these formulas and memorize these formulas, because if you don't know these formulas, when you are actually solving the questions, it will be very difficult for you. Okay, because you should know the formulas at the back of your mind. Okay, so that as soon as you get the question, you should know that okay, this will give us the circumference of a rectangle, circumference of a circle, the perimeter of a rectangle, and so on. Okay, so please revise these formulas again and again, write it down again and again until and unless you by heart it. Okay, so that's all for today's video. In the next video tutorial, we will see some application of these formulas by solving few questions from the exercise. If you have any problem, if you have not understood any of the concept, please clarify your doubts when we are having our online classes. So that's all for today. Please take care of yourself. Bye for now.